Good day and welcome to The Zone. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, whether it's afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you find yourself. But welcome to the opportunity that we're going to chat to you about today. We are going to chat about a couple of things, but we need to start with the main question. And that is, what are your dreams? What are you aspiring to? In fact, maybe I should ask you, where do you see yourself within the next 5 years, the next 10 years? What are you looking to accomplish? And then I need to ask you, how are you going to get there? What are you prepared to do to fulfill those dreams? Okay? So as you think about that, I want you now to shut off everything that could be a distraction to you so that we can focus on a real tool that's changing lives and making people's dreams a reality. So today we're going to be chatting about the opportunity of Mining City. Now, most of you might not know what Mining City is, what they do. And in order for us to understand that, I've got to go right back to the beginning so that you can understand the process of how we actually got here. So this opportunity, just to let you know, has allowed people like Lonwabo here in the picture to earn 1.5 million within the last 3 months. It's also allowed a friend of mine, Evodia, to earn 100,000 Rand within 30 days. So this is what it can do. And this is why I asked you, what are your dreams and how are you going to get there? And today I'm excited to share an opportunity that does just that. Okay, so for us to get to this, to get to the opportunity that's going to allow you to accomplish your goals, to really make them a reality, we need to go to the beginning. And we're going to look at a few things that played a big role in getting us to Mining City. So first of all, we're going to look at Bitcoin, because that's the vehicle we use. We're going to be looking at Bitcoin mining, then Mining City itself, so that you understand everything around it. And then if you choose to, how one can then actually get involved. Okay, so first things first, Bitcoin. And before we ask the question, the age-old question of what is Bitcoin, we need to ask, why Bitcoin? Why did it come about? Why is it so important? And one simply needs to look at the evolution of technology. And you can see we've moved from letters to faxes to email. We've moved from newspapers over to television, over to what we use almost every day of our lives, and that's social media. Okay, so if everything else is evolving, then our money is also going to evolve. And here we can see how money has evolved over many hundreds and thousands of years, from the barter system through to minted coins, through to the gold standard, to where we are now with our physical money not being backed by anything anymore. And this you can go and verify. It happened after 1971. So our money actually has free floating value. And this is where after 2008, 2009, cryptocurrency came in. Okay, and this emerged because of some of the problems that came up with money. Number one, high banking fees and charges, which we don't like paying. All right, it's inconvenient across borders. You just think about transferring funds to someone in America or Asia. How are you going to do that? The delays and fees, all those things that you're going to be plagued with. Our money is centrally controlled. All right, the government controls the supply, and it's easy to counterfeit. So these are the problems that exist with the current financial system. And the solution that was found, that we believe, is in Bitcoin. All right, so here we go. What is Bitcoin? Simply put, it is a digital currency, which means it's a currency like any other, but it's just in digital form. Okay, so there's no physical Bitcoin. And it allows us to transact with one another, in other words, exchange value with each other safely and securely without involving a third party. Okay, so we don't have the need for banks. Basically, we become that bank. All right, so now when two people, myself and somebody else, wants to exchange Bitcoin, we can do that no matter where we are in the world. Goes through within seconds, and it is safe and secure. Done. Didn't involve a bank. Didn't involve any of those fees, and the value moves. Okay, so that's the big thing about what Bitcoin actually is. Now let me ask you this. What do we do with money these days? All right, generally we buy goods, we accept payments if we are a shop of any kind, we save money, all right, and we invest our money. And let me tell you this, Bitcoin does it all. I can buy goods with Bitcoin, I can accept payments with Bitcoin, I can save Bitcoin, and I can invest in Bitcoin as well. So I'm just trying to show you this morning how Bitcoin is money. All right. So remember I mentioned to you earlier the problems with money. Now have a look at what Bitcoin does, because it's the solution to the problems of money. With high banking fees, not with Bitcoin. We basically have no fees. Where it was inconvenient across borders, there are no borders with Bitcoin because it's as simple as sending an email. All right. It is decentralized. So there's no one computer or one company that's controlling Bitcoin. It's completely decentralized. There's a programmed control. In other words, there is a set number of Bitcoins that are produced every single day, and nobody can change that. And it cannot be counterfeited. So now we have a financial system that is fraud proof, that is counterfeit proof, that no one can mess with. It's basically a financial system for the people, a monetary system for the people. So just have a look over the last couple of years, and we're just taking the last 9 or 10 years, the value of your rand. Most people want to save money, all right? But if you save 300-400 rand today, what's that going to be worth next year? Think about what 300 or 400 rand could have bought you 5 years ago, and what it buys you today, and what it's going to buy you in the next 5 years. The value's going down, but not so with Bitcoin. Over the last 10 years, Bitcoin has seen a dramatic rise, a steady rise in value, going from being worth nothing to being worth 140 to where it is now at about 146,000 rand per coin. And the reason for that is because Bitcoin is limited in its supply. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins created. All right. So immediately it is now a scarce currency. It is a scarce digital commodity. At the moment, only 1,800 are produced every day. Now, since Bitcoin started, the way it was created is that there was X number of Bitcoins produced every day. And every 4 years, that number would halve. So what's going to happen over time is there will steadily be a decline in the supply, making it more scarce. But as more and more people use it, the value is steadily going to go up. And we know what happens when the supply goes down and the demand goes up. All right. This presents you now with an opportunity. Think about those who bought Bitcoins in 2010, in 2009, in 2011. Just look at that value. If you had bought Bitcoins in 2015, right over there at 3,000 rand per coin, look where Bitcoin was earlier this year, up at 190,000 rand per coin. What do you think that's going to be? All right. How much profit do you think those people are going to make? All right. So this is the opportunity that many people have. There you can see, just showing you again, from 2009 to 2019, Bitcoins moved from 1 US cent in value to $10,900. Okay. So these are the opportunities that are there for you. But the question often comes, well, what backs Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin is backed by the technology. Okay. Now, let's go a little bit into this. I don't want to get too technical, but let's see what we can do. All right. When we look at the internet, okay, most people only viewed the internet as something that's used for them to have email. All right. And in the beginning, that's basically all it was. But think about now, if I were to cut your data on your phone or cut your internet at home, is it only email that it affects? No. Your WhatsApp, your Facebook, all these things that use the internet as its source, they would go down as well. So the internet is bigger than email. Email is just one of the uses of the internet. So with Bitcoin, we have what's known as the blockchain. And the blockchain is basically what drives Bitcoin. It's what powers Bitcoin. All right. So blockchain is far bigger. That technology is far bigger than Bitcoin. But one of its uses is Bitcoin. All right, there we see just a visual representation of the blockchain, everything connected. So when we ask what the blockchain is, basically it's the technology that powers Bitcoin, just like the internet is what powers email, YouTube, all these other things, WhatsApp, all those things on your phone. Okay, so that's just a very, very, very simple explanation. But now what Bitcoin does is it uses that technology to store information about the transactions of Bitcoin between people. Once those transactions are stored, no one can edit it, no one can manipulate it, nothing like that. All right, this is why blockchain is immutable. And these transactions are then added to the blockchain by specialized computers called miners. All right, and this is what the mining machines look like. They are specialized computers that verify transactions on the Bitcoin network. They add these transactions to the blockchain and they make sure that the Bitcoin network is secure. So the miners play a vital role, just like miners who mine gold. All right, and they're the first ones to get hold of the gold. They are the most important part there in getting gold out of the ground. So miners is basically how Bitcoin is created. Without miners, we won't have any Bitcoins. Okay, I hope you're all still with me. Right, so this is why we're saying what backs Bitcoin? It is backed by the technology. Right, so we've seen Bitcoin being used in a lot of different places. These are just some of the shops and online stores that are using Bitcoin as a means of payment. There are over 1 million places worldwide. We see Burger King in Germany. Also, these are just some of the latest headlines. We see Miami installing Bitcoin ATMs at their international airport, okay, because it's just easier to use for people to book flights and all these type of things. We see some luxury car brands also jumping on where you can go and purchase your car with Bitcoin. Okay, so the question then comes to us, how can you get hold of some Bitcoins? And there are different ways that I'm going to share with you now. So some of the ways that we're looking at, number one is buying and holding. So buying and holding simply means that I'm going to buy, let's say 10 Rand or 50 Rand or 500 Rands worth of Bitcoin, and I'm going to hold on to it, and over time it's going to increase in value. When it does that, I profit and I can choose what to do with that. I'm increasing the value of what I have, not the amount I have. If I want more Bitcoin, I have to buy more Bitcoin. The next one is trading, and that's basically buying when the price is low and selling when the price is high. Okay, you can make a lot of money, you can lose a lot of money. I'm not personally into that, but these are some of the ways that you can get involved. And then mining, and I explained mining to you earlier, which is verifying Bitcoin transactions, and it's how new Bitcoins are produced. So out of the three, what I've looked at is mining, and this is shown me to be the most profitable, most consistent and safest way to actually get my hands on more and more Bitcoin. Because think about this, if there's only 21 million, I want to try and get my hands on as many as possible. Okay, so again, why mining? Because it increases the number of Bitcoins I have. I don't have to worry when the markets go up or down because I'm always increasing the number I have. I'm getting fractions of a Bitcoin every single day through mining. And this is just to illustrate to you the difference between the two. So when you look on the left at the buying and holding, you see that if I buy one for 150,000, just one coin, the value goes up over time. You'll see that the value is moving up. Okay, the number of Bitcoins I have is not. So I've got one Bitcoin that's moved from a value of 150,000 to 1.5 million. Fantastic. Okay, but have a look at the mining. Same value increase, same investment. And now because I'm increasing the number of Bitcoins, you can see that it's gone to 4.5 million, just working on an estimate of around about 3 Bitcoins. And this is why this morning, or this afternoon, this evening, wherever this finds you, I want to introduce you to the most exciting place for Bitcoin mining, and that is Mining City. All right, a profitable, very, very profitable Bitcoin mining setup. They are based out in Kazakhstan simply because they've got very good connections with the government cooperation agreements where they're not paying tax, and they are also getting very cheap electricity. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you a video now just to show you the Mining City project.
MineBest City. a world-class development project by Mindbest, a leader in blockchain technology development. A place like no other, devoted to cryptocurrency mining and all blockchain computing activities. Powered by 200 megawatts of green energy, generated by a hydroelectric power plant for a competitive electricity price, with an on-site power substation and transformers to convert 220 kilovolts to 0.4 kilovolts for mining equipment. A place to house not just a crypto data center and 120,000 miners, but also modern amenities, a generous office space, a reception with a spacious lounge area, and a conference center for the use of everyone visiting the facility. Unique in concept and design, true to purpose, but also looking to the future with highly automated infrastructure. Mindbest City offers hospitality to both clients and visitors, with a place for all crypto computing requirements, and an in-house repair center and technical facility. Mindbest City, created to set new standards in crypto computing and mining, legalized by the government with the benefits of reduced taxation. It is a place that caters for all needs, now and tomorrow. Welcome to Mindbest City, the world's first legalized crypto computing data center. Join us and share in our vision today.
So that shows you the project itself. I'm going to show you another video later that shows you where we are physically at the moment. This is just some of the infrastructure that you can see over there, and what you're going to see, that's the physical containers that you saw in that previous video. And this video now is just going to show you some footage of the facility itself, where they are now in terms of building, where the project is, so that you can see that it is real. Right, so there we have on the right hand side over here the CEO of Mindbest that supplies all the infrastructure for Mining City. They were at the Global Mining Leaders Summit. We see there also that Mining City is listed and was voted as one of the top 10 mining farms in the world, and that took place in October this year. So Mining City is doing fantastic things, proving its worth. So what does Mining City offer you? Well, you've got the chance to be an investor. Okay, now with regards to this, let's look at how you can get involved. To get involved, there's the cost of various shares, and you can see we've got different plans: standard, bronze, silver, and gold. Okay, so there's the approximate rand amount, and at the bottom you can also see what the approximate monthly earning would be on that. Now I want to stress this, that this comes to you in your Bitcoin wallet within Mining City, and it's paid to you in Bitcoin. So as the value of Bitcoin goes up, you're benefiting from that as well. Okay, and this figure obviously can go up as the value goes up as well. Now when I look at this gold package and I look at it being 56,000, it's about 56, 57,000, and you're looking at when I checked it, it's, let's say you work on a rough figure, you're about 2,500 a month. All right, if you put that money in the bank, how much would you get per year? Let's say you got 10% for the year. All right, that's about 5,600. You split that over 12 months, you'd be getting around about 500 rand a month. That's from the bank. Whereas with your gold plan in your mining, not only are you getting far more than that, in around about 2,500 rand, but because it's in Bitcoin, you are benefiting from the value of Bitcoin as well. Okay, so that's just something to think about. when we look at retirement funds, we look at the value of the rand going down, and that when people retire in 10 to 15 years, what are they actually going to have? What's the worth of that investment going to be? If you look here, an investment in Bitcoin with its trend always moving upwards means that you are always going to profit from that. Okay, so here's just some details on it, just so you understand how transparent everything is. On the standard plan, that's roughly the cost. They show you the contract period, which now is just over 3 years. They even show you what the equipment is going to be, the amount of power you're getting, and when you click on that button, it shows you the live earnings. In other words, it takes you to a third-party site that shows you what the potential earnings are going to be for that month. All right, it's always based on the Bitcoin price. So as that moves up, obviously you are going to benefit far more from that. So this is why, there you go, and this is why we talk about passive earning. This is without recruiting. No recruiting necessary. You can have as many plans as you want to. You can invest as much as you want to. And the person who referred you to this, they'll be able to guide you on that. Okay, so while this is most exciting, while we are making money here, for those who want to make more money, just have a look at this. There are 4 ways generally to produce income. One is by being an employee. You trade your time for money. When you are self-employed, let's say you're a doctor and you have your own surgery, you are still trading your time for money. But think about business owners. Think about Pick n Pay. You don't see the owner walking around there, do you? No, because he owns a system. He leverages of other people to make money. All right, that's where we want to be. And then you have the investor who takes his money and invests it in order to make more money. So the ideal, especially where we are in the current financial system, in the current economy, we don't want to be an employee or self-employed. We want to stop trading our time for money, because time is precious. We don't have a lot of time. We cannot get our time back. And especially when you think of our families and our children, we cannot get back the years that we miss with them just because we were chasing a job and money. So what we want to do is, in this case, of what I've shown you now, is just becoming an investor. An investor that's making passive income, no recruiting, but your money is working for you and you are benefiting from what you are getting monthly and the value of Bitcoin moving positively. Okay, so that's on the investor front. Now, there is an optional business opportunity for those who want to grab this, run with it, and share it with as many people as possible. I mean, I was excited to do this and just share it with as many people as possible because of what it can do for them. I mean, if you come across an opportunity that can help people, why wouldn't you share it with them? Okay, so again, when we go to that cash flow quadrant, we saw we don't want to be an employee or self-employed, and now we're moving away from the investor because we've already invested. Okay, so now we want to run with the business. We want to become a business owner. We want to own a system where we can leverage off other people's work. Okay, now here we have Neo Checker. He's 26 years old, qualified engineer, but he left his job to pursue being a business owner using the model of network marketing, and recently was able to buy his own brand new Mercedes-Benz cash with Bitcoin. Msa, another friend of mine, also in the same week was able to purchase his first investment property with the same business model. So it's a network marketing is a business model that works using this investment opportunity. All right, so how did they achieve this? And again, remember what we want to do? We want to become the business owner. So how did they achieve this? Through Mining City paying you for basically referring friends. Okay, so you'll see there we have 5 different income streams, 5 different ways of getting paid besides what we get from the investment. And I'm just going to touch on 1 or 2. You can get back to the person who referred you to this for more details on all the other ways. So the first thing is just direct commissions. So when you sign up your first 5 people, you get 5% direct commission straight into your Bitcoin wallet from that transaction. From person number 6, it becomes 10%. Now, I want to go into actual figures with this. And there we see, for example, over here, the first 5 people become your team A, and from person 6 onwards, they become team B. So with Team A, have a look at this. When somebody invests in a standard plan, you get $25. A bronze plan, $50. A silver plan, $100. Once you get to Team B, your sixth person onwards, have a look at this. Even a standard plan gives you $50. I mean, that's 600 or 700 rand. Straight into your wallet. You can withdraw, you can do whatever you want to with it. But that's just the commissions. Again, over and above what your investment is already doing for you. Then we have another lucrative way, and that's through the binary structure. So what happens is each plan over here has a certain amount of credits associated with it. And every time you have 5 credits on either side, the system rewards you with $200 in Bitcoin that night. All right? So here's a typical example. And I'm including the commissions in this. So you come in with a gold plan, right? Then you refer a friend. And that friend takes a gold plan. He decides he wants to jump in with this as well. What do you get? You're going to get 7 credits plus 5% commission. That's $175. That's over 2,000 rand in commission, just like that. Right? You refer another friend, we place him on the other side, same thing happens. Now, you have more than 5 credits on either side, which means you cycle. So now, for that, just bringing those 2 people in and having them take gold plans, look what happens. You cycle, it's about 2,800 rand worth of Bitcoin, plus you're making $175 on each side, which is a total, let's say, of about 4,300 in commission, which means just for those 2, you've already made over 7,000 rand. All right, sound good to you? It sounded very good to me. All right, and I've been through this already. So the next day, he's got 2 credits left on either side. Remember, the system deducted 5 credits on either side. So now he brings in another 2 friends. They do exactly the same thing. Again with a commission. Again, he has enough to cycle. And that evening, you are now looking at just over 9,000 rand. All right, so you can see how this is going. Then there's another way, and that's the matching bonus. Okay, so we've got $10 for each person who cycles in the business. In other words, when we bring folks in over here, you will notice, again, we have commission here at the bottom, we have commission on that side, and these 2 individuals here, they didn't bring anyone in. I just placed these folks underneath them, all right? Do they have 5 on either side? Yes, they do. Do I have? Yes. So what's going to happen? They are going to cycle and earn $200. I'm going to earn $200. However, from them, I'm going to earn $10 for each cycle that happens. Okay, so you can see the really lucrative business plan that we have here. So here, for example, we've got the cycle, we've got the commission, we've got more commission coming through from the silver plan because that was the 6th person, which is 10%. Then we've got $20 from the 2 matching bonuses, and that gives us round about 9,000 rand. Okay, so you can see how lucrative it actually is by just doing this business, and all you're doing is sharing the opportunity. So with those cycles, there are different ranks in the business. Obviously, as you work, as you bring folks in, you move up the different ranks, and what that entitles you to is more cycles per day. There are other bonuses as well that I'm not going to get into now, but you can get back to the person who referred you to this. So you can see people can make anywhere from $800 a day up to something like $2,400 a day, and that's just on one account. You can have multiple accounts. Yeah, you can really just do anything you want to. Okay, building the business is what we are here to help you to do. So if you have any questions, anything you want to know, please get back to the person who referred you. Otherwise, get back to me as I sent this to you, and let's see how we can help you join Mining City today. Don't miss out on the opportunity. Remember what I asked you at the beginning. What are your dreams? And what are you doing to get closer to making them a reality? From me, I wish you a lovely day, afternoon, evening, whatever it is. And we hope to see you in Mining City soon.